What it do, ski? You know who it is. The real uncensored Browns fan. You feel me? Um, we got a lot to talk about right now, man. We got so much to talk about, bro. Like it's ridiculous, man. Um, so where do we start? Let's start off with the bad news, man. Let's go there. Bad news is we lost two of our most tenured members of the Dog Pound. They gone away. Um, One became dog from a feline to a cat, jaguar. Always a dog in heart, Joe Schobert. I didn't want to see Joe Schobert leave. Obviously, when I talked about a few videos back, I said that I didn't want Joe Schobert. I wanted to sign Joe Schobert. I felt like he should have been paid top 5 or something like that. Did he get top 5 money? I mean, he got a pretty solid deal. He got just about what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? He got what he wanted. That's the biggest thing. And he went down to somewhere in Florida. He don't got to pay no state taxes. It's a little bit more expensive to live down there compared to Ohio, I believe. But it's Jacksonville. It's not like Miami. But I feel like, just it being there is still a more expensive. But, I mean, for him, that's a good thing. I'm happy for him. He deserved that money. Appreciate him for everything he did for the team, and it's gonna be hard to really replace him. Uh, is it gonna be impossible to? No, I have faith in what's going on right now with the Taki and Mac Wilson, tandem, and then whoever's gonna fill that spot on that other side. I mean, that'd be sweet, depending on who that is. We got so much to talk about right now. So then we also lost Christian Kirksey, which is another big one as far as a presence, because his activism within the Cleveland community was big. Like, I catch him out in traffic, but I'm kind of like where like I'm like Riley. Like, if I see you, like, I ain't about to be like, let me go say what's up. Like, pound him. I ain't trying to be pole jocking or nothing like that. I'm just being silly, um, but no, like, I think like the fact that he involved with the community like that is big in itself. You know what I'm saying? Him being a player, plus he messed with Anthony Hitchens, that won the Super Bowl with the Chiefs, and you know what I'm saying, he from Ohio. You know what I'm saying? And his story is crazy, is a crazy one, but it's great that he could take care of his family like he is. Like he doing. So, you know what I'm saying? His wife's from Ohio, from the same area. So it's just like, that's dope, you know what I'm saying, to see people make it, you know what I mean? But the fact that he was cool with him like that, like, that's another big thing I feel like he had connected with, the Northeast Ohio part. So it's gonna be a really big loss, man. It's really a big loss. I mean, you really can't put it any other way than that. But like I said, for the two that we lost, we hoping that we got two to replace those two, and then if we could find another third, because we never really had a tri-tandem anyway when we tried the Kirksey, Joe Schobert, Jamie Collins trio tandem. That didn't really, pan out like we wanted to pan out between injuries and all of that stuff. So, a lot of missed tackles. So, it's interesting to see what's going to happen in the draft, what we'll get into. Should we get into that right now? I mean, that's the biggest loss, how I feel about it, man. Like, I mean, it's obviously, like I said, it's really big, man. It's those big leaders on it. What will it really affect our team? Do I feel like it's a big monumental loss? No, because we haven't really seen them because of the injuries. Like, it's really hard to determine. Like if they would have gave us like solid, consistent years, and just like, I mean, granted, don't get me wrong. Joe made the Pro Bowl. I don't think Kirksey made. I think he made one before, maybe. So, like, is it a big thing? I mean, Joe Schobert's leadership as far as breaking down and dissecting the playbook, I could feel like that's probably like the biggest most, thing about it. But anyways, what else can we talk about? Cause there's so much, man. What haven't we talked about since it's been going on? Um, Free agency. Oh man, yeah, duh. Come on now. All right, so yeah, free agency. Uh, I mean, we signed Case Keenum to start the quarterback because like that's like a big topic. It's gonna be a big topic going in. You got Case Keenum, who's gonna get signed here. Is it a good pickup? It's a good pickup for so many different reasons. I mean, to be honest, we already know that Baker gonna have a fire under him anyway. That's just the way he rolled. That's just the way he wired. But the fact of the matter is that Case Keenum have been, I mean, not winning games wise, but we know that like he could be a flash. You know what I'm saying? So like if he could be flash and look as just as good as as any of the best ones, but we got to see Baker's consistency. This is going to test Baker's consistency when you got Case Keenum behind you. Obviously, the Case Keenum ain't going to get as many reps as Baker, but the fact that he could come in and he could probably sling it with some of the best of them, you know what I mean, is just going to, I feel like it's going to increase the competition, go back to the iron sharpen iron, but you don't want to like sharpen like too much because like Baker's our guy. You don't want to like, bring in somebody that could really like push Baker to the max. And plus that would never happen because they probably want too much money. You know what I mean? But I think it was a good signing, to be honest. Plus like Stefanski is familiar with him, so and it's good just to have good backups for real because I mean Drew Stanton's getting older. You're not really gonna you wanna win now. You know what I'm saying? So forbid anything, you know what I'm saying, like where Baker has to go down for a couple plays or a game or something like that. You know what I mean? You want to have a faith that at least like your backup can come in there and win you a couple games or at least like not lose them for you. I'm not saying that Drew Stanton would be that because obviously he had a winning record, but he's getting older, like I said. So like depending on what type of offense we need, we probably going to need some mobility and all this other stuff. And plus, like, his neck was on the line, too, with all this little experiment because they was trusting him. They was trusting, the regime was trusting them to kind of, like, be a mentor to Baker. And the fact that we had such a terrible season with him last year, it was just like, now it's like, all right, we tried it. Let's let it go. That was another reason why I was keeping him. Otherwise, why would we, like I said, he wasn't even playing. Gilbert was the next one after Baker, so... Justin Hooper, I don't know. I didn't know too much about him, to be honest. I mean, I don't really watch a lot of Atlanta games. A lot of Atlanta games don't come on here. I don't have NFL Network. So, I mean, I don't watch a lot of football. I only watch the Browns anyway. But from what I heard, like, he's on the rise, though. From what I've been reading and stuff like that, he's on the rise. Like, basically every year, like, his stats has just gotten better a little bit. You know what I mean? So, which is dope. But... that money, I mean, I know why you had to give him that money. It's Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? It's like how are you going to make a pitch, you know what I'm saying, to be like, all right, come to Cleveland. Like, you're going to have to put your best foot forward, which I totally agree with. However, I am a little concerned because it's like $30 million, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, to some positions, that's nothing, but that's like, $10 million a year, I mean, for the length of the contract. So... anywho, I would hate for him to kind of get that money and be like, all right, I made it now, and kind of like just chill, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he don't got that hunger, that type of thing. Unless he like really believing he can get a third big contract, from where he started off as to where he's at right now. I mean, how much do you really want it? He's kind of like talking about fielding offers and stuff like that. Like, how much do you really want to be here? Once you get here, you know what I'm saying? Are you still going to have that fire where it's like, I'm still trying to be one of the best in the game? That type of thing, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just, because, you know what I mean? I never heard of him. You know what I mean? Really, I mean, some people, like, football heads, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying, like, just because I ain't heard of you, you can't be nice. Like, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that, he's getting paid top money. I get it. We got to do what we got to do to get people here to Cleveland. And, like, as long as this is a part of Baker's success, which it should be because he's a tight end, and we need some good tight ends, like, like, all right, fine, I'm all in for it because I think they paying him more because he's a good pass blocking tight end. So, which is a need. We showing paying him for that. Like, all right, we showing you that we need your need. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. It's just, I mean, it's a good pickup though. I'm not upset with it by any means. No, I'm not trying to say like, oh, I don't think it's a good pick or anything like. I actually like the picks. I like what they've done with so far. They've signed Conklin, the lineman, and I like that pickup too because it's, to me, it's just like, all right, well, we shored up the right side of the line. I mean, this is all right. So this is where I think I'm about to jump into the draft because this is where I think this fits in perfectly. So we signed up Conklin, which I heard he was dumb nice. You know what I'm saying? He had injuries, but he kind of bounced back from that. So like the fact that he's supposed to be that solid, you know what I'm saying, gives me a little bit of encouragement, makes me feel a little bit more better about what's going to be happening, especially in regards to protecting the quarterback, protecting Baker. So I think that the regime doing this, you know what I mean, making these type of moves right now is definitely giving me some assurance, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of more relief to be like, all right, you guys get it, you know what I'm saying, you're taking care of what needs to be taken care of, you're short, you know what I'm saying, patching up what needs to be patching up so we can get this boat sailing, and we can get this boat sailing through a rough, hard time in the sea, being a season, and be able to make it all the way into our mission, getting to the Super Bowl, basically. So, man. All right, what do I say? But, okay, so we shored up the right tackle. We shored up the right tackle. Okay. So now what we do is we have to move up and get Isaiah Simmons. Like, all right, we got some fullbacks too, but I haven't did too much research on this, so I really can't tell you much. Like, cause those was like kind of quiet signings. So we got some fullbacks, which is a good thing. I wonder how that's gonna work out with having Kareem Hunt, Chubb, some fullbacks. I thought they was gonna be a fullback sometime and this, that, and the third, but we'll see. Anyways, going back to what I was getting ready to say, because let's get into the draft talk. Because free agency is going good right now. I'm proud of what's going on in free agency. Let me just keep on saying that real quick, because I want everybody to know. I'm not saying like I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty ecstatic about what I'm seeing in free agency right now. Like I feel sure. Like obviously I'm gonna slow down. I'm not gonna holler 19-0 like I was doing last year. So it's a little bit different now. But anyways, oh dang. What did I do? All right. So about the draft, this is where it get interesting. We need to trade up and get Isaiah Simmons, man. I don't know where he's gonna go, but we need to trade up and go get him, because originally what I was thinking in my mind, I wanted to say is like whoever get picked up first is who we need to get, right? You know what I'm saying? So like after, okay, so like let's say Isaiah Simmons or Tristan Wirfs got picked in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? We should have traded up to like 6 or 7, depending on what's going. Really, we want to pair each up to 6, but depending on what's going on, of who got need or whatever like that. Because obviously, other people are gonna try to fill in trades. And if we try to get 7 or whatever like that, and somebody get in 6 and get who we want, then we fucked up. But that's what my original thing was. Like, so if it was Isaiah Simmons I selected first, we need to trade up, get Wirfs, get him. You know what I'm saying? But now, being that we got Conklin, that's the whole game changer. That made me not think that we need to get Wirfs. It's not that much of a need. Left tackle is a need, and there's a lot of good left tackles that's unknown, such as the last ones in my video that I talked about. You know, like Larry Jackson. I feel like with the good coaching on him, you know what I'm saying, he'll be a great left tackle. You know what I mean? He has the ability. He has strong hands, it looks like. He's athletic. He'll be able to run that scheme. And I just trust Iowa linemen. I just trust Iowa linemen. I know whatever happened to Deontay Brown, blah, blah, blah. Like, I still rock with him. I think we shoring up, getting up a right guard and stuff like that. We have a fucking solid ass line. Getting those two dudes, those two rookies, somewhere later in the round or whatever like that. But what would I trade to get Isaiah was Simmons? I would trade our first, and I would trade of that year, and I'll trade a second. If they really want to budge, I would say give them two firsts. Give them a first this year and the first next year, and you know they're gonna be. Nah, that's too much for Isaiah Simmons. No, not really. I think all right, you'll give them a first and the first for real. All right, no, that's too much. So you'll give them a first this year. You'll give them a second this year and a second for the next year for Isaiah Simmons. If you could trade up in the top 5 to go get him, if you trade at 5, depending on what's going on, because because these quarterbacks, I don't seem like people gonna jump for these quarterbacks, to be honest. So I think we need to walk away with Isaiah Simmons in the first day, man. If we walk away with Isaiah, however they fucking do it, if we walk away with Isaiah Simmons, that's already a win. That's our Super Bowl anyway. The draft. That's the but but at the same time we haven't been winning them though, like in the draft picks. But Isaiah Simmons is a sure thing. You need to get him. You want to make a sure team. And why not do that for Joe Woods? Why not tell your defensive coordinator, hey, we want to make your job as easy as possible so that you can manage to get. We over here on the offense side, we're gonna take care of our thing. Let's take care of the defense and let's get you Isaiah Simmons. Why not? And put him at safety. I mean, I think it's a great idea, but what is it gonna take? Obviously, it's gonna take some stuff to trade up. You know what I'm saying? That high, but you don't want to give up too much, but you want to give up enough. And any of our picks, for real, like they think we suck anyway. So they gonna jump off a second round. They a second rounder from the Browns. Hell yeah. Why not? You know what I'm saying? We got this. So we could trade up, get Isaiah Simmons, and we could still get my guys. We get the ones from my list. You know what I'm saying? I know I haven't looked at other players right now. I did look at that. What's his name? Troy Polamalu nephew. He's sweet. He nice too, but I really want to protect Baker right now, and that's my focus. But when we get towards the draft a little bit more, maybe I have some different positions that I'll start to list and start to mention. But for right now, we good. I'm gonna go ahead and get off on this mug because it's going on 20 minutes. But I haven't been on here in a long time, so it's like 2 episodes. The Real Uncensored Browns fans signing out. Everybody stay safe. Prayed up, all that. Definitely. Real Uncensored Browns fans signing out again. Miss y'all guys, man. Damn, I need to be on this mug a little bit more. Peace out.